Hello, this is going to be a very brief demonstration for how to generate a new hire worksheet on Word and Brown application. You simply go to newhire.wordandbrown.com where you'll be prompted to log in. This is your normal login that you would use on any other Word and Brown's website. When you get into the new hire application, you do have two options. You can look up by group name or by quote number. If your sales representative has given you what they call a final quote, or if you have a sold quote, you can look those up, and the data that is inside of that quote will be used to pre-populate things like the carrier and plan selection and contribution based on what's input in those quotes. Final quotes are really good for that, because sometimes what gets put on the piece of paper is a little bit different than what was actually presented to an employee at an enrollment meeting. And when there are disparities, the final quote will show up. Those are appropriately labeled, but I don't know that I'll hit on any of those. So these would be all of my quotes. If it had the final or sold, it would actually designate it as such. It'll come in and it will pull in the SIC and the zip code at the very least, but because it's not final or sold, I will still have to choose things like the effective date and the carriers. So there you choose your group policy effective date, and you can add in new hires. So this would be my first new hire, and I can add in a subsequent new hire. You do want to put in the employee's enrollment date based on their waiting period for their eligibility. And if you do that, the system will accurately calculate that employee's age based on the carrier rules. Some carriers rate the employee based on the group policy effective date. Some of them rate based on the employee's own personal enrollment date. So you'll want to make sure you have that information correct. We've got 2 employees here with 0 dependents. You can also, of course, add in dependents so that you have an accurate rate sheet for the employee. So it just so happens that my quote did have a single carrier package, so it did pre-populate some of this information. The carrier was selected, but it doesn't look like the package was. So I'm going to go ahead and select a carrier package. This is the carrier package that goes on the employer master application. And then I'll be able to select plans. So I'll just choose a sampling of the plans. If you, like I said before, if you selected a final or a sold quote, then they are designated as used for enrollment worksheets, and then the sold quote just shows sold. You'll be able to see all of that information pop into this application without you having to make those entries. You make your contribution scenario application, and you can choose the pay period that you want to have reflected on the rating for the enrollment worksheet that comes out. So you can either use the slider to slide, or you can use your keyboard to type in the contribution scenario. And there you have it. You can reorder the plans. You click here and you can drag and drop the plans into a different order. You choose your email address that you want to send the new hire worksheets to. They will be sent through our normal HIPAA secure delivery mechanism through ShareFile. So what you'll get is an email with a link. I'm going to pause the recording and I'll come back as soon as I pull that link. So the email arrived not but 30 seconds later. You get a link per person that you entered. We are working toward an enhancement where you'll be able to combine all of those into a single file. You don't need to wait for the application to load inside of here. And there you have your enrollment worksheet. Thank you very much for joining me today. If you do have any questions, please feel free to reach out to your sales representative for more information.